Preventing evictions in the middle of a pandemic. Leaders are now taking unprecedented action on both the state and the federal levels. Last week, the CDC made it illegal for landlords all over the country to evict any tenant who cannot afford to pay the rent. This move could prevent roughly 40 million Americans from losing their homes amid this COVID-19 pandemic. And then here in New York, an eviction moratorium remains in place until the governor officially declares the pandemic is over. Meantime, these moves are leaving landlords and tenants scrambling to try and understand both the long-term legal and financial ramifications. Tonight's 7 Eyewitness News reporter Ed Riley is working on this story to help you make ends meet.
I haven't been able to leave my house since because he might come back, you know what I mean? He might change my locks again.
Devin Munoz said his landlord tried to wrongly evict him recently by turning off electricity, gas, and changing the door locks.
He's personally trying to evict me.
The 23-year-old is disabled and uses Social Security money to pay his rent. Munoz admits the pandemic has been financially hard and he fell about $600 behind, but says he is trying to pay what he can.
The stress about with the money, man, it is real during the pandemic for sure.
The situation became so tense that police were called, who reminded the landlord that there is a moratorium on evictions.
He basically just told them the same thing, just go eat mud, climbed back in his truck and peeled off.
Munoz is back in his South Park Avenue apartment, but wonders for how long. The landlord did not return our call for comment.
There has definitely been a lot of confusion in the guidance.
Neighborhood Legal Services is a nonprofit organization that provides free help for people with housing issues. Attorney Caitlin Niedermeyer said the bottom line is no evictions should be taking place now in New York State.
Even if you had a court case prior to COVID, as of today, you cannot be put out.
All evictions need court approval, and changing locks are a form of illegal eviction.
The landlords can be subject to not only civil penalties, but criminal actions.
The pandemic has many people struggling to pay their rent, and a shortage of housing in Buffalo makes the situation even more serious.
And there's fewer out there, and the landlords are actually charging more.
Belmont Housing Resources for Western New York is a HUD counseling agency. It reminds tenants that the eviction moratorium is not a vacation from rent because landlords have expenses too.
They have the ability to pay, and they haven't had a loss of income. We explained to them that they are obligated to pay their rent.
But for those facing possible eviction, Sandra Becker at Belmont Housing Resources said there are programs that can help.
We want to get them back current. We don't want them to lose their housing.
If you are dealing with a difficult rent situation, we put links and information about some upcoming Zoom classes on our website at WKBW.com that might be able to help you out. In South Buffalo, Ed Riley, 7 Eyewitness News.